Still got a lot more cutting to do. A lot more cutting to do. Hey everybody, John here. Welcome back to Catbird Hill. So this was kind of a process video, just showing some sharpening techniques that certainly are not my own. I've learned from a lot of people on YouTube, way more experience than me, but I am totally devoted to hand filing. I've given up all my angle guides and all that stuff. I feel like as I practice more and more, I can file saws, I can file chain a lot faster than I used to. And I think it's going to get better and better. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a lot of sharpening here, as you saw in the pile of the oak rounds here. So this is part 2 of free firewood. This is the fun part. Get to run some chainsaws. So I think you saw in the first parts of the video, I was running one of my favorite saws, the 272 XP. I just love that saw. I've run a 372. For some reason, I just like the 272. For some reason, it just feels more nimble when I'm cutting with it. It feels very maneuverable. I don't know if it's the case design with a lower profile top cover. You know, the 372 has a little bigger cover, higher cover, and I don't know, maybe that's just, it just looks more maneuverable for me, the 272. Continuing to work on running the 7310. Now the 272 is an old saw. I've had that for a long time. I've used that a lot. I bought that used. As you can see, there's no brake handle on it, so I do need to get a brake handle for that. But I was also running the Echo 7310, the CS 7310. I've still only put maybe 2 to 3 tankfuls through that. It's still not broken in. I'm running it a little bit rich for that reason. They come out of the factory sort of undertuned, and I know in previous videos people were saying you got to lean that out a little bit. I'm no mechanic, but I really don't like doing that until I feel like the saw really is settled in. So I'm going to run probably 3 or 4 more tankfuls through it and then try to lean it a little bit on the high jet just to see if we can't get a little better cutting performance. These things are being kind of kicked around as having low compression. I haven't run it enough to know that for sure, but guys who are using them professionally think that they lack the compression, and they really should be ported if you want the performance out of them. For me, as a more casual cutter of big wood, I'm probably not going to go that route. But anyhow, that's what I'm hearing. So the third saw was a bit of a mystery saw. I think you probably saw me load it into the back of the big tool rack. And this is a newer addition to the stable. Something I was very curious about. I did a lot of reading on this saw. And to me, as I get a little bit older, and I may not be interested necessarily in handling heavier saws, but I still want the power to cut through big wood like this, which I think you'll agree, it tore through those 2 rounds, making lots of noodles. So the mystery saw is the Stihl MS 400. So I looked for a long time before getting this saw, and what I liked about it was the power, the ability to handle a longer bar. I've got a 25-inch bar on it here. I think it could easily handle a little bit more than that. I've only run 1 tankful through it. I've been very impressed with this. To me, it feels light, but it's extremely powerful. I don't know if you noticed, I forget, it might have been the second round I cut. When the chain hit that round, it sort of pulled it back. I mean, this thing really pulls, and it's not even awake yet. This thing I still consider this relatively brand new. So I've been really happy with it. I think this ultimately may take the place of some of these bigger saws like the 272, or I also have a 288 that I run occasionally. But those things are heavy, and if you're going to be doing a lot of cutting, you know, and you're not used to that, it's going to be fatiguing. I really like the idea that this thing has a ton of power and it's just lighter. It comes in a lighter, smaller package. So I guess that's a sign of maybe getting a little bit older and thinking about how you can keep doing this as the years pass. But very, very happy with this. I actually bought this during a steel dealer days when they first became available in our area. They're really hard to come by now, so I was very fortunate to get this. So anyhow, we've sectioned up these big oak rounds into more manageable pieces. As much as I enjoyed the workout in the last video, I don't want to make an everyday habit of that kind of a workout. So these rounds here are much more manageable. I can easily get these onto the splitter, the unicorn splitter, and boy, this stuff is just beautiful. You know, hopefully you were able to see with the sun angle, you know, some of the grain. And man, I just love the smell of oak. Any oak, white oak, red oak, it just smells really good. And my heavens, we made our share of noodles here. I was really happy with the way, you know, the saws were cutting. I was happy with the sharpening that I did on the chain. I think noodling to me is a really good way to, sorry about that, to test your sharpening skills. You know, making cuts like that, I think is a good way to see, you know, if you're nailing it. One thing you didn't see in the video, I did check all the rakers. All the rakers were actually really good. I didn't see the need to bring the rakers down, but obviously that's a concern when you're doing that kind of cutting, a lot of it. And you're sharpening a lot too to compensate for all that cutting through big expanses of wood. So I'm not going to video cutting up all of this. I think what I might do is once I get it all cut, I'll just do a quick video, maybe a short showing all the sections, and then I'm going to back the splitter into here. And this is I don't know if I ever showed everybody this before, but this is actually an accessory wood storage area that I built back in the wintertime. These are the pallets. I think I did show some of the pallets. These are pallets that I got from a company, actually a furniture company nearby. And I'm not sure I get what comes on these, but I basically built these racks out of nothing but pallets. And I'm really happy with them. I think, you know, they're not the prettiest things in the world, but, you know, they don't need to be. But I think this is going to give me plenty of accessory wood storage because I'm pretty much filling up the wood pavilion. So, you know, I'm going to test out drying the wood just outside. I'm not planning necessarily on covering this. I think what I'll do is I'll do some moisture meter checking of the wood, you know, as we go through summer into fall, just to see. I know this is all oak, of course, so this is going to take a while to dry. But anyhow, that's the plan. You know, that's why I ended up dumping all these rounds here, just to try to get them very close to the storage racks that we have here. So that's about it. That's all we have on tap for today. I don't know if you could tell or not in the video, I am sweating like a pig. We went from freezing temperatures, frost about a week ago, and today it is probably almost 80 degrees today, mid to high 70s. Not a lot of humidity, but definitely a big step up in warmth from what we've had for the past couple of weeks. So I think we're kind of over the hump. So that's all for this video. Thanks so much for watching. To the subscribers, thanks for your subscriptions. I really appreciate it. The channel continues to grow. Please, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Click the like button. Make sure that you have the bell icon lit up so that you can get notifications when we upload. Stay tuned. We're going to do some more firewood videos, and then we've got some tree felling videos coming up. I've got some big trees that I have to take down on the property, so we'll make sure we try to get videos of that. Until next time, John here from Catbird Hill. Take care.